I will press for progress by inspiring and empowering those around me and making sure that voices that should be heard are heard and empowering those voices to be at the forefront.
I will press for progress by existing, organising and empowering. So existing by being a college officer and a woman in leadership.
It's important that everyone is represented correctly and that they get their voice heard, because sometimes people get lost in the crowd, and it's really important that they're pulled out and really focused on.
In 2018, I think that I'm going to try and have a little bit more confidence within myself and kind of stop telling myself that I can't do things and just really try to kind of put myself out there more.
As a woman who's excited about my future, I think it's great that I'm able to be excited about my future and not necessarily worried about the challenges that I'll be facing as a woman in the workforce.
Stereotypically my mother, but also kind of recently I would have said Mary Robinson, because she's someone I met recently because she came to UCD, and she inspired me because she talked about how she's the first female president and the things that she had to go through, and then also spoke to me and kind of advised me on how to deal with the kind of situation that women are in, and especially like getting involved even in student politics. You see kind of a lot of things that you have to deal with, like the standards that women are kind of attained to. So she really inspired me just by even just existing, and then also taking the time out to advise me and advise the women around her in the society as well.
Ruby Bridges. So she was the first African-American girl to desegregate an all-white school in Louisiana. My
mother was a stay-at-home mother. She really wanted to take care of my brothers and I and make sure that we grew up to be good and responsible human beings. And they both put so much into our lives coming up, and they still do to this day, even though we're not children anymore, but we're always her babies. And so they inspire me to do the same one day when I hopefully have children.
Someone who I am inspired by is Amal Clooney, or Amal Al-Muddin as she was formerly known. And I admire her persistence and her dedication to her cause. And even though she has a platform, she's only ever used that platform to shine a brighter light on what she's doing.
I think the person that inspires me most is my mom. She works for Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, a gun violence prevention organization. And as an American abroad, it's one thing that I can point to when I'm sometimes feeling frustrated with what's going on in my country, that my mom's making a direct impact on legislation and on the lives of children and actually women around the States.
And I think a lot of importance is seeing that there is an injustice there, like the kind of the pay gap for women, and as well as like not having access to education. So I see having these days to acknowledge the world around us and acknowledge the injustices that we have.
We always hear about what men are doing and how influential they are in society and history, but we don't hear anything about the women who contribute to science and to the governments, to society, to actually making the world how it is. And it's really important that we actually appreciate what everyone is doing.
I think it's really important for me, especially because I'm a woman, and women have been ostracised in the past from a lot of societal groups, and we're kind of at an age now where that's beginning to change, and I think that we should celebrate that.
As a woman who's excited about my future, I think it's great that I'm able to be excited about my future and not necessarily worried about the challenges that I'll be facing as a woman in the workforce. So International Women's Day is just one way that we can celebrate how far we've come, while also looking at where we still have to get to.